So there is a group project in this class, but it's mostly so that you can divide and conquer the work more than actually having to work with people. If you want to work with the people in your group, that's fine. But if you don't, then basically what you need to do is just decide, hey, I'm going to do this half and you're going to do that half kind of thing. So let me just start with that. All right. So how do you know what group you're in? First, if you go to the dashboard, and I'd show you, except for it won't let me, meaning in my dashboard, it doesn't show. So if you click on dashboard, somewhere on there should be a little title that says groups. And what you'll find is something that says like 20 places or Americas or choke points or biogeography or WED or something like that. So that's what you're looking for. And then from there, you can see at least which topic you're supposed to cover. And so now let's talk about the topics. So that's going to be under this Google Sheet with lists broken into groups. So if you click on that, down at the bottom are those same group names. So for example, if yours says Asia and Africa, these are the places that you and your group mates will have to cover. Depending on, and you should be able to see, like, once you're in your group, if you click on, like, let's say you're in Asia and Africa, and you click on that from your dashboard, not in my class, but the whole dashboard for Canvas, then you can click on people and see who is in your group. So let's say there's 3 people in your group, then you can say, all right, I'm going to do the first 10, and you guys can figure out who's going to do the next 20. And what you're going to do is you're going to create 2 products. So let's go back to the module. So here's the description of the project. So here it is. You're going to create a slideshow and you're going to create a tour. So the slideshow, these are the minimums. What is your group name? For example, Asia and Africa. Who's in your group? That's if you're collaborating on that particular slideshow. And then a photo of each place at minimum, a map, an inset map if your place is hard to find, a description of the place and how it fits your theme. This should be detailed, include pertinent facts. So see the preview for more information, which I'll show you in a second. Okay. Second thing is a Google tour. This will link to a very short, I think it's less than 5 minutes, video on how to create a Google tour. It's really super simple. It's probably only 2.5 minutes long. Here, let me see. I really am curious now. 2 minutes and 50 seconds. So in 2 minutes and 50 seconds, it'll tell you how to create your tour. It's super duper simple. If you want to challenge yourself, you can make a story map, but I haven't gotten there yet. You need to string your places together logically. It's intended to support the completion of this thing called the places worksheet. So let's go back to the module. So I've talked about this, the places worksheet. Places worksheet is not due until May. So don't think about it. Let me just tell you right now, it's intended to help you study for the test. It's got 2 parts to it. One is, what is it nearest? And the other is, why is it important? And ideally, this will help you study for the places test, which will also take place on May the 9th. But if you're not using it as a study guide, please, please, please don't do it. Don't spend the time filling it out or even filling it out partially, because if you fill it out partially, you're going to get a low score on it. And if you, if you cheat, I'm going to be really angry. So don't. It's meant to help you study. If you're not using it as a study tool, please do not turn it in. All right. And you won't get a 0 if you don't turn it in. So just don't do it unless you're using it as a study guide, and don't even start it until after March the 28th when this project is due, because this, especially the tour, will really, really help you quickly fill this out. And I'll talk more about that then. So I'm not going to talk about it now. I've already said too much as it is. All right. This introduction to the project video is this video you're watching right now. This is a link to an example Google slideshow. So this is what your Google slideshow should look like. So it should have like a title. So mine is movie locations. Then I talk about, like I put some comments over here. So a background slide or a list of all the places you're going to talk about in the description of why all these places have in common. Think, what is the theme of your slideshow? So you should have like a theme for your slide. And then, so here's my, what is a movie location? That's my, and then I have my example. So here's James Bond Island. And you can do this one of two ways. You can put your comments down here at the bottom, or you can actually just have it up here. So what makes this place significant? So for example, if you're doing like rivers, then maybe it's the longest river in the world, or maybe it's the longest river in Europe, or maybe it's the deepest river, maybe it's the saltiest, or maybe it's the greenest, or maybe it's the, whateverest. So you want to kind of highlight what makes it unique and fascinating and interesting, so that people might be able to grab onto that and remember it for the test. For me, I did movie locations. So this is James Bond Island. So I did something fun. I did a picture of the place and then a picture of it in the movie. You're not going to have that as an option. So, maybe you have like, a picture of it, and then maybe you show, like a chart that shows it's the longest in the world or something like that. I don't know. And then I did one for Avatar, same thing, like this is the mountain and then there's the, and then I have my descriptions down at the bottom because that's how I roll. I hate slides with tons of words, but please make them with tons of words, or make multiple slides, like have one that has, the picture and the map, and then one that has the description of, like 3 things that make it interesting so that people can really connect with the material. All right, so we go back to the Places group project. Sample Google tour. So this will show you what a Google tour looks like. And this is a 2-minute and 50-second long video on how easy it is to make this sample Google tour. So I think that's all you should need to know for this project. Happy projecting.